Hi, if you're watching this video, you must be a financial professional looking to get better results through better business planning. I'm Todd Kolbeck from helpforadvisors.com. This short presentation will be about business power planning for financial professionals. So, business power planning focuses on the clients first. Traditional business plans are more like a list of desires. Once you complete this list, they'll grow in a drawer, typically forgotten until maybe the end of the year. A business power plan focuses on the clients first, what you can control second, and the rewards you're going to receive third. So there's four parts to a business power plan: clients, staff, service, and results. The four questions you're going to need to answer is: how will you try to increase client loyalty next year? How will you try to increase your staff's level of engagement? How will you try to improve service and operations? And then finally, how will I measure and track my results? So how will you try to increase client loyalty? Client loyalty is critically important because without clients, you have no business. And think about the large Fortune 500 companies. They could be the number one in their category, but every year, do you ever see a company not come out with a new product? Automobiles, television sets, phones. Every year there's something new because people are just not going to be satisfied with what they got, last year. You have to have something new or your competitors are going to surpass you. Now, financial services, critically important. You may not realize that according to a study done by J.D. Powers, investors who are highly committed to their primary investment firm generate 12 times more new investment dollars than investors with low commitment. So what would you rather do? Increase the engagement of the clients that you have now or go find 12 times as many clients? I think it's good to do both, right? But if you're going to find 12 times more clients, make it 12 times more clients with high engagement. So increasing that client loyalty is a key thing. And it's not just that you're not giving good service, you couldn't stay in business, but what can you do next year that's going to provide a wow? Can you improve the products or the mix of products you use? Can you give better service? Can you do a combination of both? But this has to be included in your plan. Now, the next component of a power plan is how will you increase employee engagement? Now, this is another critical factor. Organizations with engaged employees are 22% more profitable. And the reason is simple. How are those clients going to stay engaged so they're giving you 12 times more the amount of business? Because they're giving good service. And every time they have a touch with your practice, they're getting service from somebody, and it isn't necessarily you. Staff has to provide a lot of that service. It could be directly over the phone or face to face, or it could be behind the scenes doing reports and paperwork that go out to the client or impact the client. So if you have a disengaged staff member, they just commit one mistake or have one bad interaction with a client, and that just tears down that brand equity that you took years to build. Now, in financial services, you're trained on how to manage clients. You're trained on how to manage portfolios. You're trained on sophisticated financial products. But how much training do you really get on how to manage staff? Not very much. So you have to put this paramount in your business plan. Otherwise, one bad client interaction and boom, there goes that client loyalty. Now, service and operations is critical. Let me explain something. 20% of what you do provides 80% of your results. So good service and operations lets you spend more of your time on these 20% tasks because you're not running around fixing errors, putting out fires, trying to find something. Okay, all that time is wasted. All the time that you're wasting right now on those $10 an hour tasks, think if your systems were so locked in and so good that your practice pretty much ran itself and you could spend the majority of your time on the 20% tasks which provide 80% of your results. And for a financial professional, those 20% tasks are simple: prospecting, meeting with clients, closing sales. What would be the outcome if you could spend 80% of your time doing just those three things? It'd be pretty awesome. Now, how are you going to measure and track results? Let me tell you something. There is a formula for growth in a financial services practice. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't. Let me tell you what it is. Okay? So to grow a financial services practice, very simple. It is the number of meetings you conduct. Now you can figure out the amount of revenue you generate per meeting simply by taking the amount of revenue you have divided by the number of meetings. So let's say you generate $500 in revenue per meeting. So increase the number of meetings, poof, your revenue goes up, barring some kind of calamity like the bear market we had in 2008. But that's pretty much, pretty straightforward. Make X amount of dollars per meeting, have more meetings, make more money, simple. Now, if you can increase the amount of revenue you generate per meeting, guess what? You're going to grow. So you could have the same number of meetings, okay? But let's say instead of doing $500 in revenue per meeting, you did $600 in revenue per meeting. Same amount of work, same number of meetings, your revenue is going to grow. Now, the third way that you can grow a financial services practice is the number of referrals generated per meeting. So you have X number of meetings, you get X number of referrals because either you didn't ask or you asked using a system that didn't work very well and you didn't test any others. But if you laser in on referrals, test new systems, always try new ones in each meeting, find the ones that work, boom, your referrals are going to go up. So let me ask you this question. What if you combined all three? What if you were to have more meetings and in every meeting you were generating more revenue than you were the year before and you were generating more referrals? What would happen to your business growth? Well, I can tell you right now, you're going to be pretty happy at the end of the year. That means if you focus on the things we just talked about, loyal clients who do 12 times the amount of investing than a non-loyal client does, an engaged staff who's doing 22% more work or they're more productive, allowing you to get 22% more growth, and you have the majority of your time spent on prospecting, meeting with clients, and growing sales, guess what? Your financial results, all those things that you talk about in that traditional plan, your desires, they're going to take care of themselves. So, how do you start your business power plan today, right now? You know the traditional business plan has its limitation. You like the idea of focusing on things you can control. Now, a key part of power business planning is focusing on what you can control. So let's say your goal is to get more clients. You can't control if someone gives you a referral, but you can control if and how you ask. You can't control whether or not a client buys a particular product. You can't control if and how you present it. You can't control if a client shows up for a meeting or not, but you can control the number of appointments you set. So power business planning is really lasering in on these things that you can control and then measuring them. So if you'd like to start right now, simple steps. The first thing is get online, go to helpforadvisors.com. Next, become a member. Advisor-to-advisor membership is free for all financial professionals. Just join, and once you join, you're going to get a bonus of 2 planning sessions. They come just as a benefit to joining. That's your bonus, and then we can take those 2 sessions to complete your business power plan. There's no cost, no risk, no obligation. So I hope to see you over there. Take care. Have a great year. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.